So, you know how I said I like confirmation when it comes to things. Well, you may not know if this is your first video, but in my last video, I was talking about how I like when I get confirmation on certain things that I've already been thinking on. So today, I was on a alignment call, authentic alignment call with Patrice Washington, who I've mentioned here before in different videos. And then I was telling her like I'm kind of at like a crossroad, an impasse, a standstill, and I don't know like what's next. But last night, well, in yesterday's video, I was talking about how I was having a conversation with my brother and how he was saying that I need to do more. I need to do all the things. And I was telling him that, yeah, I've been thinking about it, like doing the fashion stuff, doing the food stuff, traveling stuff, all the things that bring me joy. And she said the same thing today. She was like, if you have been consistently showing up on YouTube and you're hitting the 50-day mark, this is really the time for you to be all of you. And I was like, confirmation. So anyway, that was the first thing that got me going and got me excited today. So I am excited to be sitting down and dreaming bigger, really allow myself to go over my vision, to fully write it out, to just imagine everything that I want and what's possible for me and come into alignment with that. So that's the one thing. So the second thing, I also mentioned, I think it was in the last video as well, how I got to get out of this house. So I'm probably going to go out again tomorrow. But tonight I went out and I said, let me. So anyway, you can't see my whole body. You can't see the whole full outfit. But I said, let me take a fine Gigi out tonight. Me, she, her. So I went out and treated myself to a nice meal. And while I was out, I was on the phone with my friend talking about stuff, talking about dating and all the things that she advised that I do. She's quite a bit older than me. Like, I have an old soul, so most of my friends are older than me. But anyway, so she was, giving me advice and telling me that I should be bolder or whatever and make it known about what I want when it comes to dating. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that. Then on my way home, this guy who I think I was kind of slightly mentioned in a video before calls me, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought he, that kind of ghosted me a little bit. I don't know, but anyway, he calls me and he, says my name, how it's all perfect, like how he says it when we're on the phone. And he was like, we got somewhere to go this Saturday at 5. This is what we're doing. This what we need, how we need to come. And that just made me excited because I like going to nice little social events, especially with a man who likes to look as nice as I like to look. So I'm excited about that. And I don't know if he's subscribed to the channel, if he's watching, but it won't be weird. Cause I told him that's the kind of energy I like. Like, just call me and say, this is where we going, this is what time, this is what we doing. Okay. I like it. So yeah, like, I don't know. It's just adding more to the excitement and the giddy feeling that I was already feeling this month with everything, it being my, the month of my birth, love month and all that. Like, I'm just excited. It just, things are feeling open. I feel like I'm opening up. I feel like I'm expanding, and that's exciting for me. And so yeah, like, this is my first time doing a video without thinking about it too much, just talking about all the things that excited me today. Yeah, I gotta figure out what kind of camera I need that'll be best for full body showings, because also in that coaching call that I was on earlier today, she was like, we know you like dress. We see you be dressing. We know. And some ladies that was one lady that was on that video asked me to help her go through her closet, like doing a closet audit. So I'm excited about that because I like fashion. I like putting it on. And I like helping other people put it on. I like helping women find their signature style. So I don't know. I just had a day full of excitement. It's it's been a good day, you know? hmm And then while I was walking back in here from, taking myself out tonight, my neighbor was sitting outside on the steps, and I thought I was outside alone. So I'm walking all up the steps, out to get off the phone with the guy, and him telling me about the plans for this weekend. And my neighbor was like, "Oh, you had a good day?" I said, "I did." He said, "What happened?" I said, I just, had, some nice things happen today." He's like, "Oh, he was good to you," or something to the effect. He said. I was like, "You could say something like that." Like, it wasn't all about that, but that definitely helped. That definitely added on to it today. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to, of course, continue to show up here consistently. I'm excited to continue to be open as it comes to me navigating and dating and being more social. And speaking of which, I also had a conversation today that I did not let knock me off kilter and take away from the joy that I have been experiencing. I had a conversation with one of my cousins who means well, one of my male cousins. And I made a little note on my Instagram. And the note was like, it said, "I can't believe next month will be a full year." And this may be a little TMI, but I'm going to share it anyway. But I've been abstinent for a year. And so, but I didn't say that on my note. I just said, I can't believe, it was kind of vague. I said, I can't believe next month will make a whole year since, I've been involved with anybody in that type of way. So he seen the note, and because it was vague, he asked me to give more information about what I meant. And he was like, "It's been a year since what? Cause I know it has nothing to do with a man, because I ain't seen you post no man." I said, "No, that's not what I'm talking about. I just haven't been touched," and that's all I said. And he was like, "Oh, okay." Well, he said, "Well, don't let your heart get hard. Don't put a block up. Don't act stuck up, and don't stop being in relationships because you are hurt." And I was like, "Huh?" I said, "I'm not hurt." I said, "What makes you think I'm hurt?" He said, "Because you don't want to date anybody. If you hadn't been with a man in almost a year, then that means you hurt." I said, "No, I'm not hurt." I said, he said, "Well, why are you in a relationship?" I said, "That's just not something I'm trying to do right now." I said, "And I know more hurt people who are in relationships than there are people who are not hurt." I said, "Because most people who are hurt jump from person to person because they don't like sitting with themselves. I like me. I like sitting with myself. So I'm not hurt. I just am not rushing to be in the next thing." He was like, "Oh, that ain't what it sounds like to me. That ain't what I feel like." I was like, "Well, trust me, that's what it is." I said, "I do want to be in a relationship someday, eventually." I said, "But I'm not in a rush to get into one because I like me. I don't mind sitting with myself because I like me." I said, "So whatever happens, it happens, but there's no rush." And he was like, "Well, I see you being married one day." I said, "Yeah, if I can see that for myself too, maybe, but I'm not rushing that either. Like, I don't care how people may perceive my singleness. I know what it is." And it just got me to thinking that I don't know every man, but a lot of the men that I do know really feel like women who are single are miserable and just pining every day, every second, every minute to be in a relationship with a man. But that's not the case. And especially not the case for me the more I learn. And I mentioned in a video here before that women on average shave off 10 years of their lives when they are in relationships. And I'm not in a rush. If I'm going to sacrifice 10 years of my life, he has definitely got to be worth it. And another thing that I'm learning about myself, when I'm not involved with somebody, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in a trash situationship, I am more focused and I get more of my own goals and desires achieved when I'm not coupled. So I'm in no rush. But I do believe that when I do find someone, when I do become coupled with somebody, that person is going to be I won't get distracted. I'll still be able to do all the things that I'm doing now with him. I'll still be able to achieve all my goals alongside him. And um, he's the guy that's for me is gonna meet me while I'm doing life, and he's not gonna disrupt anything or slow me down. That's sincerely, genuinely what I believe. Now, since I jumped up and did that halfway showing of my outfit, let me just go ahead and tell what else I put on to like curate the vibe of this aura, of this essence. So I don't know if you heard of her beauty box, but I had on some yummy body oil and some strawberry shortcake perfume. And let me tell you something. I'm pretty proud of myself because I do smell quite edible. Yes, I do. I yes. Yeah. Yep. So in my very first few videos, when I started this consistency challenge of posting every day, I mentioned that I was creating or curating my signature self. And that has been a part of that has been me trying new fragrances, oils, and stuff like that. And the combination that I put together today, I am very proud of it. I am strawberry shortcake perfume and yummy body oil, which kind of smells like the strawberry shortcake perfume I had on. So it's been a lovely day. I smell good. I look nice, dress nice. Joy. That's the one word to describe it. Joy. But anyway, I am going to end this video here because I have some other things that I need to do and prepare, and my phone is going dead. So yeah, if you're new here, my name is Latrice. Here's where I think out loud. I did a lot of that today. Reflect honestly and name patterns that keep us stuck. And if anything here on my channel resonates with you, feel free to take what you need. If anything doesn't, feel free to leave it. Feel free to share your perspective on anything that I share in any video. Also, if you're new here and you feel like something on this page is for you, go ahead and subscribe. Yeah. And that's all I have. And I'm excited to share more of my journey when it comes to dating, when it comes to curating my signature self. So if you would like to join me, once again, hit the subscribe button, and I will be back tomorrow.